Hello everyone. Happy 2021 and welcome to the very first video on my channel in the new year. I hope everyone had an amazing Christmas. I know that some of us weren't able to spend time with family members and gather, and it's been a mess, but I hope that you guys all, despite all of that, were able to find the beauty amidst the chaos and get excited about everything that a new year is bringing. I was actually talking with my friend Christine, whom of which I will see in less than 2 weeks at Art Lockdown. We do plan on doing a vlog, so stay tuned for that. And I was telling her, we were just talking about how 2021 is still gonna hold its own problems. You know, this last year, all the things that happened, they're not going away, but we have the power to make this year amazing. And so we are choosing to do so. And part of that for me is my hobby is journaling and stationery and planning. And so I wanted to take you guys through you can only see half of them. I want to take you guys through the 2021 journal planner stack that I have going on. Now, keep in mind, I'm not in these every day. This is not my daily stack. I will do another video of my daily stack. I will also walk you guys through deeper into some of these in the upcoming future. So let's get started. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee that I got over here. Where do I want to start? Let's start with this, because you guys know that I decided to go with the Hobonichi Cousin for 2021. So far, I am 100% in love. This is being used, and I will go into it further in a different video because I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. This is being used as my planner, but also I'm calling it my study book / yearbook, because the daily pages will record all the notes, all the YouTube videos that I have watched and studied, the different mentors and classes and books that I've read. So basically this will be kind of like what all happened in my brain and the interest that I had. So I will take you guys through that, a deeper walkthrough in the future. I'm in love with it, the Hobonichi Cousin. And I will also tell you like my favorite supplies, because I'm pretty minimalistic when it comes to my cousin. So that's the planner. Are there any other planners? I'm trying to look. This is a planner. So, and this kind of, okay. Second little planner, and I use these hand in hand. This I'm in once a week. This I'm in every day. So I also have a video coming on the Super Manifesting Journal by Suggs. You guys know I've talked about her journals before. This is also one of her journals. This is I always forget what it's called, but let me find it. And I will take you guys, this is my book companion journal by Suggs. Love it. This thing, it's amazing. So like I said, I start my week here and then transfer things into my Hobonichi. And I will walk you through that in a different video, but this is part of my 2021 journal stack. Okay, since I've already lifted it, let's talk about this. My book companion journal, I believe I know I did one on Instagram. I don't know if I did a flip of this here, but if not, I'll go into it a little bit deeper once my second book comes out, which should be releasing in the next couple months, hopefully by mid-February, but we'll see. This is it's exactly what it says, a book companion journal, and it walks you through different prompts and things to document your process of writing your book from outlining to final draft. And so I've kept a record of different memories, and I am obsessed with this thing. I already bought a second one. So yeah, my book companion journal. I will be in that this year because my second book has still yet to be released in my Wild Sexy Life book series. This is my Wild Sexy Life Chick journal. If you guys have read the Wild Sexy Life Chick, which I will put a link to the Amazon yeah, I'll put the Amazon book down below so that you guys can check it out. You will know that my Wild Sexy Life Chick book is a field guide, as is the Wild Sexy Marriage, which is releasing in the next couple of months. And they are very much, I mean, I'm a journal girl, so you know they're gonna be a little bit of journal stuff in there, and these are very much journal heavy. So the Wild Sexy Life Chick and the Wild Sexy Marriage, each section has journaling prompts, and I keep them both in here. So my Wild Sexy Life Chick, all the prompts are in the first half, and then the Wild Sexy Marriage prompts are in the second half. And I will be doing a flip of this once the Wild Sexy Marriage launches. So that's part of my stack this year. Since we're talking about Wild Sexy Life stuff, let's go into, what do I want to do next? I guess we'll go into this. This is a documented journey folio, and I'm obsessed with it. I used it last year with astrology, and this year, once again, I have astrology, but this is love notes and letters to my hubby. I believe I shared with you guys that I have kept ever since I was pregnant with my children, I've kept little journals for them throughout their lives. And I'll do a deeper video and go into that more and how I presented it to them, because I do think it has changed my relationship with them, and it's never too late to start, first of all, but it gives a glimpse to them into your own humanity almost, because they're reading your deep feelings. And I've kept one for my kids for years, but I've only done one ever for my husband, and it was in the middle of basically our year of hell. And I started a gratitude journal where I would only write things that I was grateful for in, and it was amazing. And so this year I decided I would start a journal specifically for love notes to him. So that's what this is. And since I'm on the subject, let me show you the ones for the kids. I will do a video showing you all the kids' journals, but I'm keeping all of my babies' journals in this Galen leather folio because I love it. And I have these I love so much. My youngest, his girlfriend gave me these pens, and so that's what I'm using for the love notes to them. So inside here I have my son, who is 16, his current insert, or his current little notebook. I have my middle daughter's, that's her current, and they change. I started with a composition notebook. The girls, when I was pregnant with them, I started in an actual pregnancy journal and then moved to a spiral. So they have like all kinds of different notebooks. And then, because I wish I would have started with one specific journal and kept that tradition, the grandbaby has one. So Kayla, my oldest, is married and she's pregnant. She's due in June. It's so exciting. I don't currently keep a journal for her. Once she got married, she took all of her journals with her that I had kept for her over the years. They do not see their journals, by the way. I don't give it to them. My son has never seen his or looked at them. Usually and I'll do a whole video on this, like I said, but I wait to give it to them at a moment, usually around 18, where we're struggling in our relationship. And at that moment, it's a special, like, okay, here, like, you're not, I don't know, and it's worked for both my daughters. It was just such a special thing for them to finally, they know that I'm keeping them, and they've asked a million times, can I see them, can I read them? I'm like, no, it's not time yet, it's not time yet. And so it's usually around 18 that they got to look at them. And then when my daughter got married, she got to take all of her notebooks with her. So now that she's married, I'm not currently keeping one for her. Her last one she got was last year, and it was in her stocking. And that was kind of a conclusion of her love notes. But I did start one for the baby. And all my grandkids will have their own journal. And so I like the idea of using a moleskin. This is a hardcover, and I picked Wonder Woman because this baby's mama is a Wonder Woman, and so inspired by her every single day. And so this is the current one. Whenever I finish this, I will choose another moleskin with a different cover, and that's gonna be the new tradition. So I store them all, for the time being, in here with a photo of my 3 greatest poems that I will ever write. And that goes in my stack. All right, let's see. Moving on, let's go to this next. This is another Documented Journey folio. I got this for Christmas from the hubby, and this sits next to my bed. This is my 5-year journal. We started it in September. I say we because I believe it was September. Maybe it was, yeah, it was September. Let me find the first day. September 24th of, September 25th of 2018. I got one for all of my children and my husband, and currently when I got this for them, I believe 2 of my kids were still homeschooling, so it was part of their schoolwork. And my son still, he wakes up and he has to do his journaling, and his journaling is filling up this section in his 5-year journal. And just, it gives them a good starting practice of journaling, and I love it. I love that I can look back at 2018 and see on today, like what I was doing, what was going on in my mind. So this sits next to my bed, and I do that at night. I also have this here. Do I want to go into that? Yes, I know that I may be attacked by some people because some people totally disagree with me on my view of intimacy. And I am one who, I'm a wild, sexy wifey. I'm a wild, sexy life chick. I love knowing and learning and growing in all areas of my life. Sex is one of them, and intimacy is one of them. And you will find, if you end up deciding you're interested in the Wild Sexy Marriage book, that there are prompts in there. There are things that might make you uncomfortable. One of the things I talk about in the book is keeping a sex journal. And I know that sounds weird to some people, but I want to know more about my husband in that area. Even though we've been married 21, it'll be 22 years this year, I still like knowing, like how we're doing, and I'm continually wanting to grow in that area. And so this is my sex journal that sits in my 5-year journal next to my bed, and currently it is a week's insert. And so I write a little note, and it could be about a position that I enjoyed or a position that I didn't, or something that was going on in my head that I feel like I couldn't get out of my head, or how different it is when you have the house to yourself and can be as loud as you want. And so that's, yeah, it's good to have. And so I started that, just so you know. So that is in my stack. Okay, let's see. Okay, this, you guys have seen, this is my my homeschool bullet journal that has been going on. Like, I have kept it since 2017. I am still homeschooling one, my youngest, he's 16, so he has this year and next year left, I believe. So this, I still do my planning and things like that in it. I'll save that for last. Okay, so this year I added a couple things. I added the Coloring Book of Shadows by Amy Cesari, and I will go into how I'm using this because I'm using this very different and might shock a lot of people. But I'm loving it. I'm loving the coloring, and I'm doing the coloring different. I'm not using the typical colored pencils and all of that. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed with how much coloring and tracing and all of that is like meditation, because I start, so here as an example, here's a image. I will start with a ballpoint pen and shade in areas and darken it up, and then I will use watercolor. I started out doing the typical, most people use colored pencils, but I'm just a watercolor girl and I like the messy look. So I'll go into that a little deeper. And this, I do have her other book coming, the Tarot Journal. And so that is missing from my setup or from my stack, but I figured I would do another video sharing you what tarot deck I chose for 2021, because I chose a new one and I'm freaking excited about it. I haven't even opened it. I'm opening it on, while I'm at Art Lockdown, because I go down a day early, and I am opening it and I am doing my year spread and putting notes in there. So this I'm in every week. I'm actually in this every day. This is part of my daily stack. Okay, we're talking about new things. This I got for Christmas from my daughter and son-in-law, my daughter and her husband. And it is the most gorgeous journal. And it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to use it. They got me this and a dip pen. So I'm freaking excited to use that. And I'm gonna also be using this at Art Lockdown. So I'm not in it yet, but it has the most beautiful antique-y type paper. And so I've got a special project that I'm gonna be using this for. And I can't wait to show you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see how I'm gonna be using it there probably before you will here. If you're not following me on Instagram, my handle is @HelloBlankPage. So you guys can go follow me there and you'll see that before you will on Instagram, before you will here on YouTube. All right, this is something else that is new. I'm not in this currently, but I do have plans of diving in probably towards, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not diving in just yet, and I won't be in it every day, but this is something else I got for Christmas from my mother, Just Between Us, God. It is a devotional journal, and I'm planning on doing a video specifically on these two books and talking a little more about the Bible, because I am not a Christian. And that may surprise some of you, may not shock or surprise any of you. I consider myself a very spiritual person, much more mystical than traditional Christian, but I love God. I have a relationship with God. It's just different than the way I was raised. But this I added to my stack because I thought that this would be an interesting thing to go through, especially with my new evolved spirituality. And things don't trigger me like they used to from my past. So I thought it's time to dive into something, and the fact that I got it as a gift is even that much more special. Okay, last one, and then I will let you guys go. The last one is not gonna shock or surprise any of you, and I went back to a comp book. Love the Stology, loved it a lot, but I just couldn't bear the thought of leaving a comp book for my morning mindset pages. It just didn't feel right to be journaling in anything different. And so I have already gone back to my morning mindset pages in the trusty old composition notebook. Yeah, so more composition notebook videos coming. All right, guys, that is it. That is my 2021 journal and planner stack. Until next time, enjoy your wild, sexy lives.